Welcome to my channel. In previous video we had discussed about the compressibility and the bulk modulus of fluid. So in today's video we will be discussing about the force on curved surface. Okay. So for that, consider a curved surface. Okay, and this is the fluid and this is the free surface of the fluid. Okay. So now to know the force on this curved surface, we have to divide this curved surface into small elements. So let's say this is the element of area dA. This is at a depth of h from the free surface of the liquid. Okay, and a pressure force which is acting to the normal to this elemental area is dF. Okay, so now we want to know at what angle this curved surface is inclined to the horizontal. So for that we have to draw a tangent which passes through the point C. Okay, so this is the tangent which is passing through this point C, and this tangent is making angle theta with the horizontal. Okay, so as this dF is perpendicular to this tangent and a line which is perpendicular to this horizontal I will draw. So this is the line which is perpendicular to this horizontal. Now the angle theta is between the horizontal and the tangent. Now the angle between this dF and this vertical line will be theta. Why theta? From angle symmetry, because the line perpendicular to this tangent is dF and the line perpendicular to this horizontal is this vertical line. So the angle between them will be theta. Okay. Now this dF can be resolved in two components. That is, first is dF which is along the vertical direction, that is dFy, and second which is along the horizontal direction, which is dFx. Okay, so this is dFx. Okay, so we can say this elemental area will make an angle theta with the horizontal. So here it is shown, this element dA is making an angle of theta with the horizontal. So this dA can be resolved in two components, that is dA cos theta and dA sin theta. This side making an angle theta will be dA cos theta and the opposite side will be dA sin theta. Now the pressure force acts on the normal direction to the element, means here dFx will act on the perpendicular direction to this dA. Okay, so now as this element is very small and this element can be considered as a point, so according to the hydrostatics law, the pressure at a particular depth inside a static fluid can be given by P equals to rho g into h. Okay, so this is the pressure acting on this elemental area. So now what is the pressure force? Pressure force is dF. dF is the pressure force acting in the normal direction to this elemental area. So it will be pressure into area. So it is rho g h into dA. Okay, so this is the dF. So as we know, this pressure force acts perpendicular to this area component, means let's say this paper is an area and this pressure force will act always perpendicular to this area component. Okay, it will not act at an angle, it will act at the perpendicular. So as this area element is inclined with an angle, so we want the perpendicular component of this area element to the force dFx. So here you can see this dA sin theta is perpendicular to the dFx force. Okay, so this is dFx, and this dA cos theta is perpendicular to this dFy force. This is dFy. So according to this formula, the force dFx is given by pressure rho gh into area. Now what is area? Area dFx will be dA sin theta. Why dA sin theta? Because this component of area is perpendicular to this force. Okay, and dFy will be rho gh into dA cos theta. So I hope you understood these two equations. So now why we had taken the same pressure in x direction and in y direction? Because as we know, according to the Pascal's law, the pressure at any point inside a static fluid is same in all the direction. Means the pressure in x direction is same as the pressure in y direction. So due to this, we had taken the same pressure in x direction and same pressure in y direction. Okay, so now if we integrate this dfx, then we will get the force on the curved surface along the x direction. So integration of this will be integration rho gh into dA sin theta. Okay, now this dfx, integration of dfx is also known as the force due to pressure on the projected area on the vertical plane. Now what is the meaning of this line? I will show. As you can see, this paper as an curved surface. Now when you see this paper from this side view, you will see a rectangle like this. Okay, so this is the rectangle. And what is dfx? Dfx is the force due to pressure acting on this area which is projected on the vertical plane. Means this curved surface, the area of this curved surface is projected on the vertical plane, and we have to find this area which is projected on the vertical plane to find the force dfx. Now why we had projected this area on the vertical plane? Because we know that pressure force always acts on the perpendicular direction to the area. So due to that reason, we had projected this curved area on the vertical plane. I hope you understood. Okay, so now if we integrate the dfy, that is integration of dfy is nothing but the force due to pressure on the curved surface along y direction. So integration of dfy will be the integration rho gh into dA cos theta. Now this value of this integration rho gh into dA cos theta and the value of this rho gh into dA sin theta will be understood when we solve the sum. I will show that how to calculate this fx and this fy. Okay, now after calculating this fx and this fy, then we will solve the total force equation, that is total force F on curved surface is given by under root, the magnitude of total force F acting on the curved surface is given by under root fx the whole square plus fy the whole square, and the direction of this force is given by theta equals to tan inverse of fy upon fx. Okay, so now I will show that how to calculate this dfx and this dfy. So first we will see that how to calculate dfx, integration of dfx. So in the video of center of pressure for inclined surface, we had derived an equation of total pressure, that is total pressure force is given by rho g h bar into A. This is the equation of total pressure force acting on the inclined plane. So from this formula we will calculate this dfx. Okay, so dfx on integrating we get fx, which is equals to rho g h bar into A. Now here what is h bar? H bar will be the centroid of projected plane. Okay, so now what is the centroid of this projected plane? Means I will show that here this is the curved plane like this. Okay, so this is the curved plane. Now when you see this plane, from this angle, you will see a rectangle. Okay, so now we had projected this curved surface area on a vertical plane like this. Okay, so now when you see from this side, you will see a rectangle. So now what is the centroid of the rectangle? Centroid of the rectangle lies at the height by 2 distance. Okay, centroid of the rectangle lies at h by 2 distance if the height of this rectangle is h. Okay, so this h bar is nothing but the centroid of the projected plane or the vertical plane. Okay, so using this equation you will find the fx, and here A will be the area of projected plane, area of projected plane. Okay, So generally you will get the rectangle only. So now we will see how to calculate dfy for dfy. Now integration of dfy will be integration rho g h into dA cos theta. So now this term is little bit tricky. Don't worry, but I will make it simple. So here you can see this dfy is in downward direction. Now in fluid mechanics, generally the force which is in downward direction is the weight of the fluid. Okay, it is the weight of the fluid. So here dfy will also be the weight, but we want to know weight of how much fluid. We have to calculate the weight of how much part of the fluid, because this dfy is not the weight of the complete fluid, it is the weight of some part of the fluid. So here it will be the part. So for example, this is the part and this much weight of the fluid we have to calculate. This shaded part of the fluid and the weight of this shaded part we have to calculate. Okay, so generally it looks like this. In 3-dimensional you can imagine it is. Okay, so in 3D this will be, and this will be the shape. The thickness of this will be 1 unit. Okay, this is 1 unit. So first you have to calculate this area of this much part, and you will multiply this area of this much part with the thickness, then you will get the volume of this much fluid. And as we had obtained the volume, you can calculate weight as equals to rho g into V. Okay, this is the formula of calculating the weight of the fluid. So it will be the weight of the fluid which is supported by curved surface. Means we have to calculate the weight of that much fluid which is supported by the curved surface. Okay, so now we will see in numerical on this topic. So the numerical is, a dam has parabolic shape y equals to y0 into x upon x0 the whole square. Take the density of water as 1000 kg per meter cube. Find the resultant force and its direction acting on the curved surface. Okay, so this is the free surface of the water, this is the curved surface of the dam. Y0 is equals to 9 meter and x0 is equals to 6 meter. So the solution will be, so here y equals to y0 into x upon x0 the whole square. So y equals to, now what is y0? Y0 is 9, so it will be 9 into x upon x0. What is x0? It is 6, so it will be the whole square. So y equals to 9 into x square upon 36, because 6 6 are 36, so 9 4s are 36. So we get x square equals to 4 into y. Okay, so this x equals to plus or minus 2 root y, as we cannot take the negative value of x because we are talking about the dam, so we have to take the positive value. So x equals to 2 into root y. So this is the relation between x and y. Let this name as equation 1. Now we have to calculate the horizontal component. So the horizontal component of force will be Fx. So Fx is equals to rho g h bar into A. So now what is h bar? H bar is the centroid of the projected area. So I will show. So now this paper is kept as curved surface. So this is the curved surface. Okay, this is the curved surface. Now when you project this area, when you project the area of this curved surface, it will looks like this. Okay, so this is the projection of this curved surface on the vertical plane. So this is the projection. Now we have to find the centroid of this projected area. So the centroid will be at the height by 2 distance. Let's say the height of this rectangle will be h, then it will be h by 2. But here it is mentioned the 9 meter, so h bar will be, so h bar equals to 9 by 2. Okay, h bar will be 9 by 2. Now what is a? A is the area of this projected surface. So here this is the curved surface. Okay, here it is the curved surface, so it is projected on the vertical plane like this. This is the projected part. So this is the rectangle. Projected part is nothing but the rectangle. So what will be the area? It will be length into breadth. But here this thickness is not given in the question, so we will take as 1. So let width, width is this, so this is the width. Okay, so let's say this is as 1 unit, this width has 1 unit, so let width equals to 1. So the area of this is 1, this is 1, and this is 9. Okay, this is 9. So the area of this rectangle will be 9 into 1. Okay, 9 into 1. So area will be 9 into 1. So Fx equals to 1000, density will be 1000, G will be 9.81, h bar will be 9 by 2, and area will be 9 into thickness, that is 1. So if you calculate this, you will get Fx equals to 397,305 Newton. So now we will calculate the vertical component. What is vertical component? That is Fy. So what is Fy? It is the weight of the fluid which is supported by the curved surface. Okay, so what is weight? Weight is equals to mass into gravitation. Now what is mass? It is density into volume into G. Okay, so it will be density into G into volume. So this is the formula of weight. But here Fy will be rho G into volume of the fluid which is supported by curved surface. Now to calculate the volume of the fluid which is supported by the curved surface, we have to see the figure. So this is the figure. Okay, so this much portion is supported by the curved surface. This much portion of the fluid is supported by the curved surface. So we have to calculate the area of this much portion, and then we will multiply with its thickness. That is, thickness we had taken as 1 unit. Okay, then you will get the volume, because volume equals to area into thickness. So for calculating the area of this shaded part, we will take a strip which is horizontal. So this is the horizontal strip. Okay, so now, so the length of this strip will be x and height will be dy, and its thickness as it had taken as 1 unit, so its thickness will be 1 unit. So what is the volume of this strip? So the volume of strip equals to area into thickness. So area, as this strip is rectangular, so area will be length into height, so x into dy. So this is area into its thickness will be the volume. So this x dy into 1 will be the volume of the strip. Now if we integrate this term, that is integration of x into dy from, if we integrate this strip from 0, this, let's say y equals to 0 to y equals to 9, from 0 to 9, then we will get the volume of this much shaded part. So we will integrate it from 0 to 9. So let's say this as v, it is equals to, so we had calculated the relation between x and y. So x is equals to 2 into root y. So we will put here x is equals to 2 into root y into dy. So from 0 to 9. So it will be 2 common root y, integration of root y will be what? So it is 2 into y raised to 3 by 2 upon 3 by 2 from 0 to 9. So it is equals to 4 by 3 into 9 raised to 3 by 2 minus 0. So it is equals to 4 by 3 into 3 square raised to 3 by 2, because 9 can be written as 3 square. So this 2 and this 2 gets cancelled. We get 4 by 3 into 3 into 3 square. So this gets cancelled. So we will get 4 into 9. So it will be 36. So volume equals to 36. Okay. So we had obtained the volume. So now Fy is equals to rho g into volume. So it will is 1000 into g is 9.81 into volume. Volume will be 36. So now if you calculate in the calc, you will get Fy equals to 353160 Newton. Okay. So now we will calculate the total force which is acting on the curved surface. So now total force or resultant force is given by F equals to under root of Fx square plus Fy square. This is the magnitude of resultant force. So F equals to under root of, what is Fx square? So Fx is 397305 the whole square plus Fy is 353160 the whole square. So if you calculate these two, you will get F equals to 531576 Newton. Okay, so this is the magnitude of total force F acting on the curved surface. Now what will be the direction? So theta equals to tan inverse of Fy upon Fx. So it is equals to tan inverse, what is Fy? Fy is 353160 divided by 397305. So if you calculate this, you will get theta equals to 41.63 degree. So this is theta. Okay. So if you want to draw the direction of F, it will looks like this. This is dFy, this is dFx, and this is F. Okay, let's say we are talking about Fy. So this is Fy, this is Fx, and this is F, and this is theta, that is 41.63 degree. So this is the direction of F from the horizontal, that is 41.63 degree. So that's all. If you had any doubts, please ask me in the comment section. Please subscribe my channel for more educational videos, like and share. Thank you.